The FBI now says that its agents got a tip before Saturday's attack on a synagogue near San Diego, but it came too late. The Bureau says it learned of a threatening social media post only minutes before a gunman killed one person and wounded three. Separately, another California man was arrested Friday and charged with planning to bomb a white supremacist rally. Prosecutors say he wanted to retaliate for the attacks on mosques in New Zealand. We'll explore the rise of domestic terror right after the news summary. The leader overseas of the Islamic State group has been seen for the first time in 5 years. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi appeared today in a video. He again claimed responsibility for the Easter bombings in Sri Lanka. He said they were revenge for the loss of the last ISIS stronghold in Syria. In Sri Lanka, Catholic clergy are demanding a crackdown on Islamic extremists after the bombings there that left more than 250 people dead. Security forces patrolled again today as the hunt for suspects continued. But the Archbishop of Colombo warned there needs to be far tougher action.
I
want to state that we may not be able to keep people under control in the absence of a stronger security program. We can't forever give them false promises and keep them calm to implement a proper program in order that the people don't take the law into their own hands.
In the meantime, Sri Lanka's president today banned all kinds of face coverings, including veils worn by Muslim women. The U.S. military has fired the commander overseeing terror detainees at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. A U.S. Southern Command statement says that Navy Rear Admiral John Ring was let go for, quote, a loss of confidence in his ability to command. About 40 prisoners are still held at Guantanamo. That's down from almost 700 in 2003. Northern Mozambique endured another day of heavy rain and widespread flooding after a tropical cyclone hit last week. Meanwhile, the death toll climbed today to at least 38. The flooding has submerged entire neighborhoods under waist-high water and triggered mudslides. More than 35,000 homes and businesses are damaged or destroyed. In Spain, a far-right party will sit in parliament for the first time in decades, the latest sign of a trend across Europe. Supporters of the Vox party sang and waved flags to celebrate Sunday's election results. Their leader defended opposition to immigration, abortion, and gender equity laws this morning.
We are not extremists, not ultra-right or anything like that. We are saying things that are common sense for many Spaniards, and we are saying them with a great deal of calm and tranquility.
The ruling socialists finished first in the voting, but they face weeks of negotiations to assemble a governing coalition. The head of Boeing today defended the company's safety record after 2 fatal crashes of the 737 MAX airliner. CEO Dennis Muilenburg spoke at the company's annual meeting in Chicago. He acknowledged that bad sensor data played a role in both accidents, but he insisted it was not the only factor.
There are a chain of events that occur. It's not correct to attribute that to any single item. We will continually look for opportunities to improve safety. That's our responsibility, and that's part of re-earning that trust.
Meanwhile, Boeing disputed reports that it had turned off an indicator that could have warned of a sensor failure in both crashes. But the company said that the warning will be activated on all planes going forward. The measles outbreak in the U.S. is now officially the worst in 25 years. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said today that 704 cases have been reported so far this year. 3/4 involve children or teenagers. On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 11 points to close at 26,554. The Nasdaq rose 15 points, and the S&P 500 added 3. And former Republican Senator Richard Lugar of Indiana was remembered today as a leading voice on foreign policy and someone who believed in working across the political aisle. He served 6 terms, chaired the Foreign Relations Committee, and pushed to dismantle Soviet nuclear weapons after the Cold War. In 2017, Lugar appeared with former Congressman Lee Hamilton on the NewsHour and warned President Trump against dismissing diplomacy.
He needs to indicate that we are not going to cut the budget
of the State Department, that we're not going to cut foreign aid or potential assistance even to starving people around the world. In other words, we really need a burst of enthusiasm for American humanitarianism, American reach out to other countries and other people.
Lugar served in the Senate through 2012 when he lost a re-election bid to a Tea Party challenger. He later worked to promote civility in politics. Richard Lugar was 87 years old. Still to come on the NewsHour, the growing threat of white supremacist terrorist attacks in the U.S. I sit down with Democratic presidential candidate Cory Booker. Amy Walter and Tamara Keith are here to talk 2020, searching for the remains of kidnapping victims in Colombia, and much more.